Yeah, yeah. Fresh out the cell with a plan and a boo. Ain't clip beeping, but my heart's beating for you. Let's go. Met her on a prison pen pal site. She said you cute even in that orange light. Now I'm home and I'm free, kinda on probation. She picked me up in a Prius, pure elation. Got a teardrop tat and a heart full of dreams. She brought cupcakes and some government cheese. I said, girl, you a snack, maybe even a feast. She said, you just hungry cause you live with the beast. Love after lockup, wild and free. Got no keys, but she got the key to me. From yard time to FaceTime, look at us glow. From prison phone calls to reality show. Love after lockup, we don't play. Tinder got nothing on JPay. I did my time, now I'm doing hers. Doing laundry and love, both in spurts.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup Lockdown, where we are covering Season 3, Episode 18. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group and on Instagram at Love After Lockup Lockdown. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Lisa.
And this week we're covering Season 3, Episode 19. This is an episode of Life After Lockup titled MIA Fiance. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic.
I don't really have much to say other than since you're listening and you're probably on your phone, if you haven't rated or reviewed us, it takes like a half a second. So just like take your phone and go and hit stars on Spotify, or you can hit stars on Apple. You don't even have to write anything. Spotify, you can't write anything anyway. It's just stars. But on Apple, you don't have to write anything. You can do stars on there too. It really helps us become visible on charts because we're so small and we need the visibility.
Please. This week we start off with Sean and Destiny, and Sean gets home from work and finds that Destiny has moved out and she's taken everything from the top of her dresser to everything inside her dresser.
My question is, now we know she went to court the first time and they said she needed a whole new trial or whatever. So is the $50,000 still on the line until she shows up the second?
I believe it's until the charges are concluded, but I don't have anything to base that off of. I don't know that. I never worked in criminal law.
Yeah.
Well, production comes to the door and he runs over there as fast as he can, thinking that's Destiny. Why the fuck would Destiny knock on the door?
These scenes are so set up. It's ridiculous. No, Destiny's here. By the way, go ahead.
He is that dumb, though. He is, they at least portray him as dumb enough to believe that Destiny came back and knocked on the fucking door.
And in her talking heads, she is clearly at a different stage in life because she is much skinnier in her talking head than she is in this episode.
She probably relapsed, honestly.
Oh, definitely.
He tells production that she's apparently moved out and she's not answering his calls. Well, that's not surprising. She didn't take everything just so she can answer him when he calls to ask her where she is and tell her to come home.
She took the car, too, and a credit card, because the credit card can't be blocked, right? You put a freaking block on it.
So fucking quickly. You walk in, her shit's gone, block. Car stolen. Report with the cops. The end. Sit around and wait for the chips to fall where they may. She made the decision, not him.
You know he's not going to do any of that.
No.
He's going to Clint the whole thing.
Absolutely. And he says he still loves Destiny, and it scares him that she's doing this to him. How did you not expect this, dude? This is everything I expected from her, maybe even a little bit more tame.
This should prove something to him, but he's so dumb that we know it doesn't.
He says court is in a few days, and he's still on the hook for that $50,000. $50,000.
Okay, so we did hear the answer. All right.
And he's showing production what she left behind, and he's going through drawers and finally finds a pregnancy test.
He didn't know she took that test. I find that hard to believe.
If he was at work, he's not the brightest.
It's a cat butthole behind me.
I seen your cat. Yeah, your cat shows me her butthole pretty regularly. He says there's a chance she could be pregnant because they never use protection. Well, there's a pretty good fucking chance, idiot. This is why you have 6 kids. 7 now.
For for someone with that many kids, you would think they'd be like, "Oh, I should probably use protection."
Right? But he's so in love with her. He's probably trying to lock her down, honestly.
Wait, nothing would lock her. Nothing's gonna lock her down. Not a ring, not a baby, nothing. Because remember, she's just we don't talk about the kids she has. They're just invisible.
They don't fit with the storyline. And he says he's just going to keep calling her all day. He'll just wait until she finally answers. I don't know why he thinks she's going to answer.
I can't fathom that she'd leave. She wouldn't block him or shut her phone. Well, she probably wouldn't shut her phone off.
I don't know. Next up, Michael and Sarah, and Michael's dressed up in a bear suit.
Wondered when this bear costume came in. And I am so sick of these two. I have had enough. I cannot wait till they go away. We are just beating a dead horse with this whole Michael
Yes.
and Sarah story. I cannot stand it anymore. I am so done with it.
He's been done with her since before he got out of jail, out of prison. So all of this has just been drama, and there was no chance that they were going to reconcile. He wanted everybody that wasn't Sarah.
Yeah. They're just getting their paycheck at this point. That's all that they're doing. They're getting paid. I mean, that has to be what it is. And he looks higher than a kite, and he's not high on marijuana. I don't know what this dude is on. He looks fucking awful. I mean, every time we see him, he looks worse.
Yeah.
By the way, he was arrested again.
I saw that again for the same charges. He says him and Sarah have seen their ups and downs, and things have gotten out of control, like yesterday. Will you think?
Yeah, he says that she has a double standard and that she can have the kids around whoever she wants, but he can't have the kids around Maria. I guess that's kind of true, but I mean, she's raising them. It's her choice, her life, because you're not in the picture.
That's very true. Like, Sarah has to be the one to decide what's good for the kids. And Maria, let's think, she's in a parking lot of a hotel screaming and yelling about how she's going to beat Sarah's ass. That's a whole lot different than Malcolm showing up at the birthday party or playing airplane with, Aviana or whatever. Like, Malcolm's a chill dude.
Yeah. He also doesn't have, he was not a prostitute and a drug addict either. Malcolm, to the best of my knowledge.
So far as we know. I will say, like, Michael could have chosen a better costume. Like, this bear was pretty creepy. Personally, like, if I were choosing somebody to help me get a costume together, I would choose somebody like, I don't know, like David Aravalo, somebody like that.
Oh, hands down. When Michael was in prison, he created this character called Mr. Blue, but all he could find was the bear costume. So yeah, I mean, David would have been he would have found a Mr. Blue.
That's right. Or he would have made it. So Malcolm's heading out to get some coffee and breakfast for everybody, which we know what this means. It's not like Michael's going to show up while he's there. And she's putting him in such a bad place. Malcolm should not have to face all of this bullshit and drama.
Malcolm's so good looking too, compared to Michael. Like, he looks like a model. He doesn't he? He has like
in comparison, yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good looking. I'm like, what are you doing, girl? Like, stop being an idiot. So I guess Malcolm stays at the house here and there because he drives like 4 hours away. And they have a lot of fun together while he's there. So he has to like come up and stay. Who's driving 4 hours? it's 8 hours. It'll be 8 hours in one day. So he's
Round
got to
trip,
stay
right?
there. Yeah.
Sarah says they have court coming up and they need to get this stuff done so they can finally get divorced and she can move on. I don't feel like she's anywhere close to moving on. I hope, and I think about this a lot more than is reasonable. I hope Sarah has let him go. I know they're not like legally divorced or anything.
No, I looked it up. They are.
Oh, they are legally divorced now?
I mean, that's what I looked it up the other day. I mean, you know, the internet, you can maybe trust it, maybe not. But yeah, it says that he does not have any contact with the kids. She's working as a restaurant manager. She has a new boyfriend. She's out of the spotlight. She's never active on her socials anymore. And that she said that they're divorced, but you never know, you know.
Well, hopefully. Those are all things I hope for her.
Yeah. I mean, in New York, when you file for divorce, after 2 years passes, it just goes in, they're divorced. So you can't go past 2 years in New York, and Sarah's in Rochester.
Well, Malcolm says that he and Sarah hung out after the party and things just didn't seem the same to him. And he says he's thinking that she's just got too much on her mind to be present with him.
Yeah, and he's like, I know that Michael's going to go see the kids. So he's already banking on Michael just randomly showing up.
And of course, Michael's like, I don't care if Malcolm's there or not. They're my kids. But it's not your fucking house, and you don't have fucking custody. This is not Michael's world.
And he just walks in, by the way. He just opens. First of all, your door's open. It's just unlocked, and Michael just walks in. Maybe don't leave your door unlocked.
To be fair, let's think about this. Malcolm left, right? So it could have been left open when he left. But they have production there. And so production is not going to lock the door as they go in and out. But in general, I hope that she has her fucking door locked. Like in my house, if the door doesn't lock behind you, I've locked people out of the house while they're standing there because it's just habit. And, then you hear somebody knock, I'm like, oh, my bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it depends. For my house, it depends. If we're going in and out and we're both here, I won't lock the door, or we'll just shut the the kitchen door. In the winter, it's always locked though.
Yeah.
But odds are better that someone would walk in your house in the summer. In the winter, we're like, lock the door. And in the summer, whatever, just come on in. But
well, we do have giant dogs too, which lends a little bit of. I wouldn't walk in my house if I wasn't me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I people. No one will even come near my gate with a dog. Our neighbor across the street that Dave talks to quite regularly is terrified of our dog. So
people like to look at her from the other side of the street. They love to look at her, but they don't want to be over here to look at her.
Yeah, they're like, hi. Wait.
I hate when somebody's like, are they nice? And you're like, kinda, to me.
Well, that's the thing. When we walk our giant dog and then my little dog, and they're like, oh, he's so cute. And can I pet him? We're always like, no, because we're worried about Bandit. And I'm like,
yeah.
Sometimes I'll be like, you're scared of the wrong dog. It's the little one that's the troublemaker. But we're never sure if Bandit will growl and then it'll alert Jack, and then Jack might bite the person, thinking Bandit's like, hey, there's trouble afoot.
Bandit, Jack, Jack,
get him. Because we don't speak dog. We don't know what he's saying. He's probably like, get the motherfucker.
To everybody, Bandit would be like that to everybody that walked by. Get him, Jack. Well, Sarah says she is very pissed off at Michael because she told him that Malcolm was staying there, but she knew, like you said, that Michael was going to do what he wants to do, no matter what. And that's one of the things I can't stand about Michael. I can't stand, and it's not just Michael, but they do whatever they want to do with literally zero concern for the consequences. Matt was the same way. They it's not that they think nothing bad is going to happen. They just don't care.
Yeah. And I mean, waste cases like Matt and like Michael, it's why they get to where they get. I mean, they're just useless. I mean, they're never you can have all the hope in the world for them, but I'm sorry, at a certain point you just be like, you are a lost cause, and that is
Right.
for sure Michael, and you see how terrible his life is right now. Do I ever think he's going to do anything but wind up dead? No. I really just don't. And it's
I
really
mean,
sad. Mhm.
the only chance he really has is he's been arrested again. He could go back to prison and get cleaned up. I don't think his personality or who he is going to change at all, but he could get sober.
But when he was sober, he was still awful. So, I mean, and clearly he's not now. But in when we first started this show, he looked significantly I believe he was probably sober when we first
Yeah,
started. So, he was awful then when he was sober, and he's awful when he's not sober. So, nothing's gonna change.
I don't think so. And then we end that scene with Malcolm walking in. Next up, Scott and Lindsay, and he's making her a screwdriver, just what she needs.
I felt like it was early in the day because Scott's gonna have his coffee and then Lindsay's gonna have like vodka and she's doing her hair. I was like, is this a morning?
I don't know. Like, Scott has old man vibes though too. Like, he seems like he would drink hot coffee at 8 o'clock at night too.
Like my husband, yeah. Any time of the day is coffee time.
Hot coffee time. Yeah. She says she's been out of prison for 5 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, so her relationship with him is going okay, but there's like little quirks that are bothering her, which is what happens when you really don't like someone. She's dealing with this snoring. They haven't been sleeping in the same bed because of it. So she's blaming it on that. But I bet that's not it. It's not it.
I don't think so. I don't think she's interested in him.
No.
She's had a huge glow up, and I don't mean physically. She's had just like not a spiritual, just she's grown up, and
Grown up.
it's just I really like to see her, accomplish what she's accomplishing, and she doesn't ever seem that bothered by the people who want to hate on her for her time, like here when she was with Scott and she was with Deontay and she was with Blaine. You know what I mean? Like, they want to come at her and she's like, nah, we're not going to do that.
She doesn't engage in that way, which is the smartest thing you can do. The smartest. I'm always impressed with the ones who don't fight and just let it
Hmm.
fly because you know what? You're going to make more money that way.
Yeah.
All and when you're trying to be a social media influencer, all attention is good attention.
Well, she's getting ready to go to the photo shoot so she can try to get some modeling gigs. She's going to get some headshots made.
Those were not headshots.
Depends where your head is
That
located, I
was
think.
full ass in your face body shots. But yeah, she's so underwhelmed with her closet and she just needs clothes, but I don't know. I feel like he's being really freaking cheap with her. Give her some damn. She's modeled in the past, but like obviously prison stopped that. But I don't think. See, I get where Scott was at with this modeling thing is because she's not model age anymore.
But to say to somebody, do you think that this is a viable source of income? I understand like the true concern of this, but you are not supporting her at fucking all. Like, what are you hoping to accomplish?
She's gotta earn something because 'cause you're not giving her any. Yeah, I
Yes. Like, support her. You support her. Okay, here's the thing. He's supposedly not hurting for money, right? So her income would be irrelevant. She can make income or she can not make income because according to him, he's got money and he's going to support her. So is it a viable source of income? even if it is not a viable source of income, let her do it because it makes her happy. If she's not spending your money, and even if she is, like, maybe she chooses to do stained glass, maybe she chooses to model, maybe she chooses to, I don't know, squeeze cake with her toes on OnlyFans. I don't fucking know, but like, support her.
He, it was so like, my God, she's dealing with it well, because it was very insulting the way he was talking about. Like,
Yes.
sir, she is way out of your league. How dare you?
Yeah, and him telling her, "Well, you're not 18 anymore." Who the fuck cares? Like, you don't. Everybody doesn't have to be a child, and it's creepy. Maybe, you know what? I said he was creepy. He's creepy. Now he's obsessed.
Yeah, all head to our Facebook page, because I posted Scott's backstory, and it's very interesting. And I found that
Called
on
that
Reddit.
shit.
Yep.
That was good
Yep.
stuff. Yep.
If you want to know something about this show, you want the people who dig Reddit. Go on Reddit. You can find anything. I find stuff on there that no one knows that these people are talking about. I want to say it's because you don't have to have a picture to your name. You can just be like completely anonymous on there and
Hmm.
dig dirt. There was someone else I was going to look up today, because I was like, what the hell happened to them? But I was like, well, let's go with Scott, because no one hears about him anymore.
But yeah, that's good to know. I not.
Hmm.
It's right on par with the way that he comes through. My favorite line in this scene, though, maybe in the whole show, is when Scott says he hopes he likes how the photographer operates. And she was like, "Here's the thing, though. You don't have to like it. You just have to be quiet."
Hmm. Yeah. So he's all about, oh, this guy's going to be creepy and he's going to want to do nudes or sex scenes. Why? Why immediately go to that? I don't understand. Why is this where his brain
Because
is
he's
going?
jealous. He knows that
Yeah.
Lindsay's out of his league. I mean, he asks her why she feels to the need to do it, and she's like, "I need to be independent. You are
Yeah. And
obviously not somebody I can rely on."
yeah, because he gives her nothing. Like,
Right?
fucking nothing. And it's all because he doesn't trust her and he doesn't know what's happening here. And he knows that he can't lock her down, and he knows he can't get her tied into any of his finances or anything like that, because she can just walk away, because he doesn't really think she likes him. And he's right.
And he's right. Exactly.
I was gonna say, for that makes Sean more dumb. So Sean, if this were Sean, he'd be giving her fucking everything. So Scott is
Yeah.
smart, because he's like, nope, you're not touching my money.
Not until we see. Well, she says when she was in prison, he told her that he was going to make her a partner in his company and she would handle the business aspect of it. Then she gets out and he's like, "Oh, actually, I'm not going to do that." Well, I don't know why he would ever say that to begin. It's his fault for saying it. That's not a good idea to take somebody out of prison and put them in charge of your company, especially when you don't fucking know them. It's not like they knew each other 20 years. She went into prison and then is going to come out and he's giving her a job. They don't know each other.
He shouldn't have promised any of this stuff to her. What is wrong with
Yes,
him? He promised her everything, all this stuff, and then delivered zero of it.
because he knew that he knew that she was out of his league, and so he had to find a way to compete. And he didn't have what it took to compete, so he started inventing this story, this idea of, well, I'll make myself into somebody else. So if he's lying, she must be lying.
And yeah, okay, we know that what you said is right, where he thinks she's like way out of his league, but then in the next breath he'll like say demeaning shit about her, like, oh, you're
Yeah.
not 18 anymore, and are you sure this is a
Yep.
viable option? And Lindsay's just about as close to a 10 as you can get. Fucking fuck you. She's a 15 in your world.
He's a bridge troll and he has no right speaking on her.
No.
So they show up to the shoot, and he tells the photographer that they should give her some privacy, and he wants to talk to him outside. One, why the fuck are you there? Two, leave Lindsay to decide what she if she wants to show a tit to this guy, that's her business. Move along.
Yeah. The for so she tells the photographer that she's been in prison and was using drugs and selling drugs. Not this wasn't like the typical, "Hey, I'm gonna tell him this story because I don't know him," kind of deal. It was that she was saying that because she was trying to tell him why she hasn't modeled in so long.
Right. So Scott asks the photographer if he shot any pornographic stuff of her. I would be so uncomfortable if I were this photographer. This is so unprofessional.
Yeah, because this was her photographer. So, like,
Right.
he's like, and if I were the photographer, I'd be like, I'm not fucking telling you that. Like, that's not your business.
Exactly.
Um,
So Scott walks in and tells her that he's as comfortable as he's going to get. And he acts really arrogant as usual. Like everything about him is just real. I'm better than you are. I'm better than everyone is.
his stupid lip keeps getting bigger, and it's crazy. I'm sorry, and I know there's all these different explanations for his lip, but it fully looked like he literally just went and got injections like that day. Like how how they look real big and swollen and kind of
Yeah.
shiny after the women go get the injections and it's got to like settle. I fully believe that this dude was getting injections in his lips. I don't care.
I don't know what he had going on, but it was weird. And then his bitch ass says her options for modeling are limited, and he's not putting her name on anything in the company until he's sure they have a long term relationship in the future. Like, I get what he's saying, but who the fuck do you think you are?
Okay, I kind of agree with him, but there are options. So you could say, "Hey, I'm not." He could have said it right out of the gates. I can make you part of my business, or my whatever. She said financial advice. I fucking don't remember whatever he promised her, but I'm not going to do it until after we're married. And then he could have done a prenuptial agreement so that if they got divorced and it didn't work out, then he doesn't lose half of his shit.
Yeah,
But nothing seals your deal with anyone. They can walk away tomorrow, even if you are married.
right.
What does he what does he think is gonna prove this to him?
There are no guarantees. People say it all the time, but it's true. There's no guarantees in life. You don't know what's going to happen from one minute to the next.
Yeah.
Next up, Andrea and Lamar, and they are starting school with a prayer, and they are making a giant family tree.
Mhm. I think it's still the pandemic, I'm gonna guess, because that's why she's homeschooling. Um, and, now this woman, now that Priscilla is baptized, she feels like everything's gonna be okay, and she has a hope and faith that everything's just gonna be fine now because Priscilla's baptized, because they no longer have a devil child running around. What is happening here?
She, I, I don't know how much of this stuff she believes and how much of it she's playing up. You know, it bothers me.
Yeah.
She's so full of shit, though. Well, she shows Priscilla an African dance that her father had taught her.
Mhm. It was at least good to see her doing something that isn't like a white Mormon.
Yes. Yeah.
Anything, because Lamar is always so concerned about that. Like, she needs to know where, something more about her culture, her background, than what Andrea allows her.
The thing about Lamar is they keep trying to portray him as being anti-Mormon, and he's not necessarily anti-Mormon. He just wants his culture recognized also. He's not saying you can't be Mormon. He's not saying my children can't go to a predominantly white school. All he's saying is don't forget that this is where you come from. Remember this.
Mhm.
This is
Yeah.
important too.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, so now she is going to, like, incorporate her African roots more into Priscilla's life, and hopefully it's because she's finally listening to some of Lamar's wishes.
Well, music starts playing really loud, so she stomps in there and she starts like flashing the light in the room, and he pretends not to notice the fact that the lights are flashing. Like headphones or not, if somebody's flashing the lights, you know what's going on.
Yeah. You might not notice if you're, like, staring intently at a screen whether a light is flashing, but maybe. But she wants to know why he's being so loud and then asks him why he's not helping her with Priscilla's school. And he tells her he's busy, but apparently she's got to go to work. She's got to get ready. But then he says that what he's doing is his work. So I don't know what his job is. Is he a, like,
Music.
producer?
He just said music. Music is my job. So
But he
pretty
must be getting
vague.
paid. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Lindsay getting paid for pictures? Is anybody getting paid for anything around here?
True. True. Everyone's a musician or a rapper on the show also. They're all going to be famous rap stars.
I'm actually a rapper. I'm pursuing a career in rap. I'll be coming
Yeah.
out with an album in late 2031.
That's your big debut. Unfortunately, guys, though, we can't put it on Spotify on our podcast feed because it's going to tell us that the episode can't be all music. So,
Oh,
sorry.
R.I.P. Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
He says having everyone together under the same roof has been both a gift and a curse. I would agree with that. That's a lot of people. And it's not even, I bet if Andrea weren't there, then it wouldn't have been nearly as hard. She just makes everything so difficult and dramatic and complicated. And what other words? I need a thesaurus.
He wants her to get a sister wife because she was bitching about, like, I gotta work, I gotta cook, I gotta prep meals for the week. And the sister wife thing was so funny because it was a dig at her Mormon, like, lifestyle because they're known for sister wives.
Well, he's showing Priscilla pictures from his side of the family to help her do her family tree projects.
If it were up to Andrea, she wouldn't even include his family, like, at all.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Why aren't you helping your daughter with her project that I don't actually want you to include any of your own information on? Go out there and tell her about the Mormons.
Exactly. Yeah. It was really cute though when he was showing her, like, the albums, and he said he had him in prison, and then she asks to smell them so that she can see what prison smells like. Like, Priscilla, not good. Never been there, but I'm sure it's not good.
Buttholes and dirty feet, I would imagine. She says, Andrea says she was doing real estate in Utah and she's getting back into it while in LA, but she's struggling to work and homeschool at the same time.
Hmm. Now we know what she does because we speculated for a while what the hell her job was. Now we know. Only took 900 episodes. It's hard for her to be the breadwinner of the family because, Lamar's a rapper.
I guess
And
there's not big money in that.
yeah, she's basically doing everything. I highly doubt he doesn't help her with anything. I think this was mostly for show.
Totally. Priscilla asks him about the tattoos he has for his family members, and he shows her all of his memorial tattoos. And
Mhm.
he's explaining to her how many people he's lost.
A lot. I
A
mean,
lot.
what were they, a Crips? His family?
Mm-hmm.
Or Bloods? Crips. Yeah, Crips.
Crips, yeah.
Yeah, so he's got a whole graveyard on his back. On his back. I shouldn't be laughing at that, but I mean, there's a he showed her a bunch of dead people on his body.
Now he says that Andrea doesn't want him to have the kids around his family. That's not fair. Like if she made she made peace with Dulo, so move past it. Like, you can't be like, okay, I forgive you, and then hold a grudge forever.
She just thinks his entire family is just like no good. And she'll do everything she can to use any excuse that she finds to not have them around her children. She's completely wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's not fair at all. Now, if they were like, if there was like gang violence at the family's homes while they were like,
Right.
I could see scenarios where I'd be like, look, I don't want my children around your family because they're all trouble. They're all this, they're all that. But I mean, I just think it's not fair.
Well, Priscilla asks him about a black photo album he has, and he asks her if she can keep a secret, and then they pinky swear.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Brittany and Marcelino, and it is her 30th birthday, and she says she's either been locked up or pregnant for the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm. So she's 30th birthday, no longer on drugs, not in prison. And she says she's talking to her girlfriend and she's like, you can leave your purse with me and I'm not going to touch it.
Marcelino said he's been waiting for her to get out of prison so they could do something big for her birthday. And this is their first opportunity.
Yeah, she's been a phenomenal wife and an even better mother, and she's been able to finally overcome her cycle of going in and out of prison.
Now, Nicole calls and asks her if her mom had called to wish her happy birthday, and Brittany said that she hadn't talked to her since they caught her using. So that's been, at least the way they make it look, it's been a few minutes, you know?
Yeah, she wants to talk to her mom, but she just can't keep holding on to her mom being something that she's never going to be. And her friends, all tell her, it's her addiction and not you. It's the drugs talking and causing this.
Well, Brittany's sister says her earliest memory of their mom was her taking her to a crack house. That's what
Mhm.
her first childhood memory is.
It's really sad. Clearly, that was a trauma memory. Yeah, this is her other sister,
Kayla.
Kayla.
Mhm.
Brittany tells her, I'm okay with you not wanting to be like mom or like me. I feel like there was a little bit of alcohol talking because that kind of
Yeah.
didn't make sense to me. I'm okay with you not being a drug addict. You don't have to be. But yeah, you could tell Brittany was lit. Um, so her sister used to be ashamed of her, but now she's like her role model, and Brittany really loved that.
That's a sweet thing to say and hear. And Brittany continues to cry and says she just doesn't want to be like her mom. Next up, Quaylen and Chevelle's throwing Quaylen's clothes out into the yard and goes outside, kicks her shoes off, and sits in the driveway.
Well, this turned real quick
Real quick.
because we left off with him coming home and now he's a piece of shit.
Do you remember like when you had toddlers, when your kids were toddlers, and they'd be playing and you'd go to the bathroom for a second, you come back out and they're like knocking each other in the head with pillows or something like that? That's what this reminds me of. Like, everything's fine to do, and then you go to the bathroom for 30 seconds and you come out and all hell's broken loose.
Yeah. She thought they'd be married by now. Thank God they're not.
Oh my god, yeah.
In
She
that
thought he
he
was
was
her
her
soulmate. Oh,
soulmate.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chevelle,
Based
please
on what?
choose someone good for you. She's, man,
What do these letters say that convince these people that they're going to get everything they've ever dreamed of?
it's terrible.
Well, she says that he's been distant and standoffish, so she went through his phone and found some messages. That's not good.
No, I called them sexy messages. So she almost called the number and then she does call call the number I would have called it so damn quick.
Production told her, they're like, oh, you should call the number. That's a good idea. And the lady on the other end of the phone, she denies knowing anybody named Quaylen. She's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Been
What
there,
is
man.
Yeah,
Fucking been there.
me
Who?
too. Many times, more times than I would like to fucking admit, and thank God that's not my life anymore. Lying straight to your face, everyone involved with them lying straight to your face. It's like, I have the fucking proof, you moron.
I literally am looking at the text messages. Who? Okay, anyway, she says he promised her in prison that he was going to step up. She's talked about this. She says this over and over again. I don't know at what point you realize he's not going to step up. Even if he wants to, even if that he got out and was like, yes, this is what I want. I don't think he's prepared to do that right now.
I don't want her to see her turn into Sarah. I don't know because I did not watch the entire series, but so I'm still new to it up to this point. I really hope she wakes up. I can't.
And Chevelle just argues with the woman on the phone and says that Quaylon told the woman on the phone a lie. She's like, and then she gets pissed off. She's like, he's tattooed my name on him twice and has loyalty on his face, like tattooed on his face. She's like, what is this bullshit? And I agree.
But he was not lying to this person, because if he was lying to this person, if he lied and said he didn't have a Chevelle, then the person wouldn't have lied when she called her. You know what
I don't know.
I
People
mean?
freak out. Like if you were talking to somebody and you thought you were the only one, and then out of nowhere somebody just pops up and is like, "Who the fuck are you? Why are you messaging my man? Why are you calling my man?" You may be, if it's not like super serious, you may be like, "No, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Who?"
That's happened to me with one of a longtime friend. Their wife just came out of the blue and like accused me of shit. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, that what are you talking about? I'm like, that is
Yeah.
not me. But I full blown, like, she actually thought like I was using a false name. I'm like, no, that's not me. I'm like, you have the wrong person.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and she's crazy pants. But yeah.
Next up, we check in with Scott and Lindsay, and they are out looking to buy a car. And the woman says she has a 2012 loaded Range Rover, and Lindsay immediately says no. And that is the entire summary of that scene.
Well, keeping up with the Joneses here, he takes her to a used car lot.
Of course.
And he tells them, get the 5 most expensive cars or sets of keys on a used car lot.
I mean, if it's a luxury used car lot, maybe, but that's not what we appear to be looking at.
They look pretty janky to me.
Just look like a regular car lot down the road from where they live. Next up, Lacey, John, and Shane. And Lacey tells Shane that before babies are born, they pee inside of you.
Oh my, I wanted to scream and rip through the freaking dude. Did you go to health class? Amniotic fluid is the baby's urine. That's how it's what it is. How do you not know this after having children? They're like mesmerized by how amniotic fluid is created.
Well, Shane is, I mean, I
She
had
should
understood.
know.
Well, she does, right? I mean, that's just what she's saying.
I mean, yeah, but well, I guess, right? Did you know? Maybe she's just saying it to him because she feels like he probably doesn't know this and he's dumb as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, he's dumb as fuck. So you got to treat him
Yeah.
like he's dumb as fuck.
So you're right. She does know this.
He said he never expected his life to be like it is now, and they're going to have 6 kids. I am so glad they did not have 6 kids.
Oh, I looked into her a little bit on Reddit because I was trying to see the backstory about whether or not she actually really did lose her kids. And I guess she did when she overdosed. But couldn't find the actual legit story on that. Just some shit Shane threw out there, and like no one actually knows if it's the truth.
I wouldn't believe anything Shane says anyway. You know, another thing about Shane is I keep seeing these videos on TikTok, And it's just his dumbass fucking face. He's doing nothing. He never says anything. He never does anything. It's just his ugly ass face sitting there. He's not smiling. What the fuck are you doing? And why would anybody want to see that?
He, in this particular season here that we're covering, he looks like a doofus more than usual. I don't know why he looks so awful.
I think he always looks like a doofus. I don't
His face
understand.
looks real crooked too. It's like, is your face getting more crooked? I just
He is not my type at all. Well, so she starts explaining to him how an ultrasound works. That seems like a waste of time.
Please just don't with this guy. Yeah, he needs to go back to school. If anyone ever needed to go back to school, it's this dude. He's never held a baby in his life. And Lacey's like, we have a lot to buy, like diapers, wipes, formula. She's telling him this like as if he's a child because he is.
He is. So she's going to have like 7 kids, really.
Would be 3. She has 3 or 4.
She has 3. Then she'd have 3 more, and then Shane.
3 more. And then she. Exactly. Like, wait a minute. Did she have 4? That one went woo right over my head.
Well, so he did have that job watching for fires, remember? But now he says that he's just working a temp job. And he doesn't know, like, he's like done this and this and this.
I was so confused by that. What happened to that job? I know that they said he was furloughed. So maybe he never was able to go back to that job being
Possibly.
furloughed because maybe it's like a state job or something. Yeah. So now he's just like doing all these different things. And he claims that each job has different pay.
Well, Lacey tells him that their new house isn't going to be big enough once the triplets show up. So even though they just bought a new house, they're going to have to buy a new house.
Yeah. Yep. Her concerns are the size of the house and the fact that Shane is only 22. Maybe you should have thought about that before you married him and then also had triplets.
22 is so young to have 6 kids.
Young. Yeah.
And a wife and Bill, 22 years old. It's so young.
He was on board though.
Yeah, he was. Next up, Quaylen and Chevelle, and he calls and she calls him out on him talking to other women, and he just tries to deny it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's been cheating on her and she's been talking to his hoes.
He, of course, denies everything, and she says he's a con man and a manipulator, and he sure is looking that way right now.
And she saw everything, and this fool but I've had people, well, not people, one person do this to me. It's right in front of your face, and they're like, I'm not doing that. You didn't see that. No, I didn't. I didn't look through your entire phone and see everything. I was imagining everything. It wasn't there for 15 years.
Next up, Scott and Lindsay, and they show Miley her new room, and she says even though the room isn't done yet, his working so hard on it makes her want to try harder in the relationship. Now, the way I wrote that sounds weird. When I say her, that's Lindsay wants to try harder in the relationship, not Miley.
Yeah. It's so cute. There's like LED light strips. There's like a canopy over her bed. There's clouds and stuff. And yeah, it's super cute. And Scott now, because, he's this, I don't know. I disagree with what he's doing here because I think that he's trying to butter up Lindsay by way of making Miley happy, which is fucked up.
That's what he said he's doing.
Yeah.
He said that in a previous episode.
Yeah.
He says that things between them have been pretty good and that he's been trying to give Lindsay and Miley the space they need to rekindle their relationship. Mm-hmm. I hope so.
And now we bring up Tarabelle. And she asks if he okay, so they're sitting there, she's like, oh, are you thirsty? And now she's like, well, since his pride is up, this is a great time to talk to Scott about her girlfriend.
Yeah. She asks him if he likes Tarabelle, and he says yes, And I'm pretty sure she's going to try to convince him to let Tarabelle be her live-in girlfriend.
Mhm. Yeah, so, like, she's got this trailer, gonna put it in the driveway. Scott says yes to it, which I'm shocked, but he does not he only reason why I think he's saying yes is again, he wants to please her, not with money, but anything that doesn't cost money, I guess. Well, if Tarabelle puts her trailer in the driveway, it doesn't cost me anything. Yeah, but he doesn't know why she wants her there and that they'll be neighbors now. And then she's going to plan on sliding Tara into the relationship.
Do you think that he knows they're fucking?
No,
No.
no, but I think that, and I'm not sure, but I think he's going to want to be a part of it or nothing.
I think so too. Next up, Michael and Sarah, and Malcolm walks in with coffee and bagels. And Sarah says that if the two of them would have just met with each other before the party, they wouldn't be having any of these issues.
Yes, they would. This is not, Michael's not an adult that deals with things in an adult way, and neither is Sarah.
But she was right. If she set this time ahead of the party, she's being dramatic, but then Michael's dramatic. So she set a time ahead of the party. If he had just shown up, they shook each other's hands, hi, blah, 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 comes to the party, there is no drama. There is no him showing up in a fucking bear costume. Malcolm says it's nice to see Michael do something for the kids, but he wants to know why now.
Yeah, and he basically asks Michael, like, why did you leave the party? And Michael says he was disappointed that all the attention was not on his daughter, and he just says this bullshit line that he doesn't think Malcolm is a threat to his kids, but I don't think he cares one way or another. That's
I don't
not,
think he does.
no. Caring parents care about that stuff. He does not.
He's the one who took the attention away from Rain and the party. Like, he can blame anybody he wants, but it's him. He walked in, he started an argument, he did all of this. Sarah
Yes.
inviting Malcolm to the party was not the mitigating factor of what happened.
Malcolm is impressed that Michael is finally being a man and just talking to him. And Malcolm asks him, like, how court is going, and Michael says that, or I'm sorry, that's where that conversation ends. And then we hear Michael saying that Sarah, not to Malcolm, but he says Sarah would drop anyone for him. And I believe that that is 100% true at this point.
But it's such a fucking gross narcissistic thing to say. Like, yes, it's true probably, but it's just such a gross thing to say. He's like, I'll just fucking destroy her life.
Yeah. And it absolutely, it is gross for him to say that, but it's just true. It's true.
And then they really gloss over Michael saying he's going to go up to New York to stay. Like, he mentions it and they don't say anything else about it.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Destiny and Sean, and she says she's tired of his games and manipulation, and she had to get out of there.
She's so awful.
Yep.
She's so full. Yeah, she she had to leave because he's not who he says he is, and court is in a few days. He's not who he says he is. He is. What about you, ma'am?
Yeah. She says she doesn't know where she's going to go, and she's looking at 7 years at this point.
Man. And that test was negative that she had taken, but
Yep.
her period is late. So it could be that she just took the test too early.
She says that she has his credit card and she's going to go live it up.
Again, takes the car and the credit card, like as if he can't report both of those things, but he's not going to.
But if she gets thrown back in jail, what happens to the 50,000? Does he lose his 50? I don't know. That would be a reason not to report if you don't want to lose your fucking money.
No, if she shows up, then he doesn't have to pay the bail bondsman the $50,000. So,
but But if she gets arrested again.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. If she gets arrested, yeah, I don't know. But so he paid for the bail bondsman whatever the fraction of the $50,000 is. That money he never gets back. So that
Right.
money he lost no matter what. But yeah. So we people get confused about this $50,000 or like, did Scott ever get his $50,000? Like, he never paid $50,000. He doesn't have it.
Next up, Quaylen and Chevelle, and she's yelling at him, and she says she found thousands of messages in his inbox.
Basically, he's been saying he's single to all these people. He's really disrespectful, you think, and I guess they haven't been having sex.
Right. He says she's crazy, and those women were before he got with her, and that's bullshit. Like, that's not even a good excuse. It's not even a good attempt at an excuse.
No, I think she's like insinuating, or I didn't write it down, but like she wanted to know whether like he was getting money from them while he was in prison.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
She said she was loyal to a man who was never loyal to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, but realistically, if these women were before her, why are they suddenly contacting him after 3 years out of the blue?
I don't think it ever stopped. I think she just didn't have the chance to look. I just don't think it ever stopped.
That's what I'm saying. But for his story to be true, this doesn't make sense.
No. She thinks that after she kicks him out, he's going to try to run back to her, but she's claims she's not going to let him.
So was that a pet rabbit in a pink cage that he was carrying out?
I completely didn't see that.
Sometimes
I'm looking down.
He had like this little cage and he took it with him. It was like the only thing he had. And I was like, I don't know why I figured it was a rabbit, but it was like a real small little cage.
A hamster maybe? Or I don't freaking know.
I feel like bigger than a hamster. A hamster could probably climb out of that cage.
I completely did not even. I must have been looking down and writing. I totally would have wrote that down.
Well, Chevelle says that she can't let Maila see her being treated the way she is because she doesn't want Maila to ever think that it's okay for someone to treat her that way. And that's a big thing. That's something that they tell people who are in domestic violence situations. If you can't be strong enough to leave for yourself, remember, you're showing your daughters that this is how it's okay to be treated, and your sons that this is okay way to treat other people.
Yeah, very, very true. So Quaylen, being the gaslighter that he is, just says that Chevelle just didn't find anything in his phone, and he just is like, all she said was that she found bitches.
He's so full of fucking shit.
I know.
Next up, Andrea and Lamar, and he's showing Priscilla pictures and tells her that she has a sister. Now, we know this is not going to make Andrea happy.
I completely forgot that he has an adult daughter up until this point, that we met her way long ago.
And Andrea ruined that.
Yep.
He said he has his daughter, Shantae, when he was 16, and he wasn't really in her life because he was in prison the whole time.
Yeah, and he was there 18 years, so her entire life.
Yeah, her whole life.
Yeah. Yep. He doesn't want to keep excluding her. Yeah, but he's pissed his daughter off because he basically let Andrea get in the way of their relationship.
Yeah. Yep. Lamar tells Priscilla that she has to pinky promise not to tell Andrea that she's going to meet Shantae.
Yeah. He feels like he owes Shantae the world for not being there for her.
He doesn't owe Andrea all the stuff that she's demanding from him, that's for sure.
No.
Next up, Lacey, Shane, and John. And Lacey and Shane are going to get the ultrasound, and this is his first time being able to see the babies.
She tells him in the car that he looks sexy, and I'm like, where?
Right?
You look like a fool. Shave your beard.
Well, they get back there and they're doing the ultrasound, and he's like, this is indescribable. And then they find one baby and it looks okay, but they find out the twins are no longer there.
Hmm. So yeah, they were in the same sack because they were identical twins, but they cannot find the other two fetuses.
And they kiss and cry as anyone would, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Shane says to her, the baby that's left. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Oh, the sonogram tech says that the baby that's left looks wonderful though, like healthy, good heartbeat, all that.
Right. And Shane says that he's feeling happy and sad at the same time, but they knew that it was high risk.
This was I. Sometimes he comes out with shit that just makes sense. He just tells her to make her feel better. He's like, there just wasn't enough space in there. And your body just took its natural course.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yep.
Next up, Brittany and Marcelino, and she says she doesn't want to turn 30, still carrying around all the baggage, and deep down, all that baggage, and deep down, she's still that little girl who wants to bond with her mom.
Hmm. Yeah, that was really sad. She, however, wants to be the apple of her children's eyes. And, you know, her mom is not there for her. Or I'm sorry, and her mom is just not that for her.
Marcelino said he looked over and saw her crying, and he says, nope, we need to change that.
Hmm.
So he throws cake at her.
Her birthday is supposed to be a happy time. So if I swear to God, I was thinking about you at this very moment, but also about myself. I would be so fucking pissed off if someone did that to me. Like,
Cake?
especially my husband, the cake in the face. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be that's fighting. Like that's a cause for a fight all fucking day.
Then you'd be sticky. Like,
Oh,
I think you get like hand swats, you know what I mean? So if you touch me when you're sticky, I get to swat you like on your hand 10 times. What is it, wrap your knuckles? Isn't that what they call
yeah.
it?
But it's also so embarrassing when someone throws like cake or
Food at
pushes
you.
people's cake or face in a cake or whatever. It's just such an embarrassing thing. And I mean, you shouldn't, it's a man and his wife, and he shouldn't be disrespectful to her like that. At first she didn't seem that mad, but then she starts to get mad, and she's had a lot of alcohol at this point. She apparently paid $130 just to have her hair washed.
Who has hair washing money for $130?
I'm thinking she has extensions.
Okay, makes sense. He says he worked really hard on the party and he feels like sometimes she doesn't appreciate the things that he does for her. I think that's just a common thing in relationships to feel from time to time.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I the most normal relationships you feel that here and there. She's calls him a bald bastard, by the way.
Yeah, but that was like a total Jonophile moment. Like there was they were just like create some drama because he goes, he's like, oh, I'm so mad that you called me a bald motherfucker. He doesn't care. Marcelino does not care that Brittany said he was bald.
No, and she's probably done it a million times.
Right. Next up, Andrea and Lamar, and he calls Shantae and asks if they're still on, and she says, I guess. Very lively.
Yeah, well, everything's still strained between them because of fucking Andrea. He wants to fix things with her, and then he tells her that Priscilla really wants to meet her.
Right. He says she used to send him letters and pictures while he was in prison, but it's hard now because Andrea is so jealous. And so he's trying to facilitate this meeting because they are sisters. Andrea doesn't have to like it, but it's true.
Yeah, I feel like had Andrea never caused any of this shit, Shantae would be like, yes, of course I want to meet my sister. You know, I just feel like she's doing like an eye for an eye. Well, she doesn't fucking want me in your life. Well, I don't want to meet her daughter or your new daughter then.
Yeah.
I understand it. And she just doesn't want him to dismiss her feelings.
But he isn't. He says that he understands her feelings, but he can't turn back time, which, that is it's true. There's nothing he can do about the time that's gone.
Yeah. He wants them to know each other, and he says, "Well, are you coming?" And she's like, "Just I just don't know if I'll be there."
Shantae tells him that he needs to try to understand where she's coming from instead of making excuses all the time and making her feel like she's not a priority at all.
Yeah.
And he does admit that he's got a lot to fix. Back to Lacey, John, and Shane says he's glad that their baby is progressing and healthy, and he's happy she's a healthy too.
I think I might have wrote some of this down wrong. So he mentions that they should go on a honeymoon before the baby is born. And I thought Lacey said, "No, that's called a baby moon, but you
Yeah,
do that before you get pregnant?"
before you have the baby.
Oh, so a baby moon is before you have
It's
the
like a last little vacation right before the baby's born. Like you have a honeymoon
Yeah,
after you get married. A baby moon is right before the baby's born. So it's like your last vacation as single adults or whatever. Not single, but
single.
parent.
Yeah. But, they can't she brings up the fact that, like, but if you're pregnant, like, you can't drink, you can't, like, party and
Right.
do this and that, can't fly.
So they decide to get a babysitter for after the baby is born so they can go on their honeymoon from anywhere from 1 day to 3 weeks. That's what they've decided.
Call dad, grandpa.
Right. That's their babysitter. And then they talk about how her being pregnant makes them both so much more horny. Isn't that delightful for them?
Can't. I couldn't with this. I wrote it down, but I just don't wanna say it. It increases your blood flow down there, she says. Oh.
Back to Michael and Sarah, and Malcolm is carrying Rain around and hands her off to Sarah.
Yeah. Wait, Malcolm was holding him at the baby? Or
Hmm.
Michael? Malcolm,
Malcolm.
Malcolm. Okay, yeah, and he asks her if she thinks that she's handling the Michael situation the best that she can, um, and she's concerned that Michael will push Malcolm away.
So Malcolm asks her where her and Michael stand as of this point. And she says that she needs Malcolm to trust her and says he wouldn't be there if she didn't want him there.
Oh, well, she yeah, when he asks her where they stand, she just says, "We're parents, and that's it." But then Michael calls, and, you know, I guess that proved something. As they're talking, Michael just left, and he immediately calls her. She looks at her phone, and she doesn't answer it.
No, she has some straight bullshit because Malcolm says, "You invited me here under false pretenses." And she tries to push off the responsibility back on him. Like it's his fault. This is all her drama.
Yeah. We mentioned this about how what the birthday party episode. So Malcolm is surprised about how she acted at the party because all of the like rage and the like how emotional she gets proves to him that she's still got some connection with him. And we have said this a million times about her. The fact that she just gets so charged up and like the way she acts and gets, so agitated and stuff with him, it's just proving to Malcolm that she still got something for him because her reactions are so strong.
And yeah, and she tries to push it off and be like, it's because of the way he's treating my kids. It has nothing to do with me and him, but it obviously has to do with the two of you. Like the kids are there and that.
She
Now,
tries to convince everybody it's about the kids all the
right,
time.
all the time. I think that it's a fair point for him to say that she's obviously still in love with him
Mm.
because of the way that she's been acting. But have you noticed that when she is around Malcolm, she never uses her black scent ever?
She was so close. I was listening. I thought for a second there when they were having this conversation, she was teetering on the edge of black scent, but she was like caught herself.
It's not the way she talks to Michael or Day Day or anybody else. This is completely different the way she talks to Malcolm.
It's almost like she caught herself. It was weird. I was listening for it.
Malcolm asks her if she thinks that he's added stress to her life, and she says that she's a big girl and she's not going to let anybody add stress to her life. Michael is 100% stress in her life. Like, if he would just go away, things would be better for her.
He just wants to know if she thinks that he himself, Malcolm, is right for her situation right now. Malcolm wants to know if he's revenge. Hands down, I would be worried if I were Malcolm.
Yeah.
I would absolutely all day think that I was revenge, especially because of the birthday party thing. And he wants her to stop showing so much emotion towards Michael.
Totally fair ask. And then he kisses her. Next up, Scott and Lindsay, and Miley is going camping with her friends, and he is excited about having some alone time with Lindsay. I'm sure she's thrilled.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. They're going to get closer now and rekindle things now that Miley's gone. No, they're not.
No. He suggests Chinese food in a movie, and she says, maybe we should just talk instead. Dun, dun, dun.
She didn't want to have the Chinese food because it's Miley's favorite. She doesn't want to do that while she's gone.
She says she wants to talk about the invasion of privacy.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, he looks through all of her pockets when she leaves somewhere or leaves and then comes back. All her jeans, her jacket. And he's like, no, I don't. And she's like, yes, you do. You're constantly snooping.
Do you think that's true? Or was she just trying to make it be more dramatic? I could see him doing it.
I think he does. Yeah, I think he does.
Well, then she starts reading screenshots from a conversation Scott had with a guy that Lindsay dated 6 years ago. Scott was asking this guy some really offensive questions, things you do not ask about somebody that you are supposed to love.
At this point, I would be packing up my child.
Yeah.
Leaving because this is freaky. Yeah.
And we round this episode up with Destiny and Sean, and Destiny calls her mom and tells her that she took all of her stuff and left Sean.
Yeah, she thinks that it's all this stress making her sick to her stomach. And mom says something derogatory about Sean, saying, well, what kind of a man just doesn't talk about their children? And I'm like, you have children you don't talk about.
But that doesn't fit the storyline. So
yeah. What about you? Why are we ignoring the elephant in the room?
Yeah, her mom tells her that what she's doing is right and she had no business being with him. And Destiny says that he's a liar. You're both fucking liars, dude. And she says she's mad because he's always claiming to be talking to his kids, but she knows that he's talking to Kelly.
She's such a piece of shit. But I feel like these two are just made for each other. Her stomach is really still hurting her, and she's been sick for like a week now.
She pulls over at a gas station to go to the bathroom and says she's in a lot of pain. And the producer comes into the bathroom and asks her if she thinks that she may be pregnant. And she says she doesn't know.
Yeah, so she had an ectopic pregnancy in the past. So she's thinking that this is the same thing that happened the last time. She said it's the same pain and that you could die from it.
And then her mom tells her to go to the hospital so she can be sure. Who is your VIP for this week?
I'm going to go with Shane for once, and probably be the only time, for him trying to make Lacey feel better about losing the baby, because that was really sweet and he said the right thing.
That's a good one. I chose Lamar for introducing Priscilla to Shantae, even though it upset Andrea, since Andrea isn't queen of the fucking world.
Yeah.
And your POS?
Quaylen. Hands down.
All day.
For
all
obvious
day, Quaylen.
reasons. Yeah.
So that's about it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, head over to Apple or Spotify to rate and review. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join our group on Facebook at Love After Lockup, Locked Down. Listen every Wednesday wherever you find your podcasts and keep those notifications on to be the first to catch bonus episodes.
And in the meantime, don't fall in love.
And don't get locked up.
First date at Walmart, keeping it low. Told the clerk, don't judge me, I'm on parole. I brought roses, okay, 1 rose from a gas station. She said, "Aw, babe, now that's validation." We be vibing in a halfway suite. Microwave dinners, romance elite. She my ride or die, she brought me a phone. Even snuck it in once, pre-release song. She hold me down like a key-o with charm. Except she don't mace me or twist my arm. We write vows in Sharpie on my court docs. Judge said no contact, but we beat the clocks. Love after lockup, cuffed and proud. Matching jumpsuits, now we rockin' the crowd. She said, "Don't mess up," I said, "Bet." Now we're TikTok stars with no regrets. So here's the love and second chance thrill. From a concrete bed to Netflix and chill. They said don't catch feelings, but I caught a case of butterflies, girl, not just in one place. Ankle monitor beep. Oops, curfew gotta bounce.